There truly was something special about Chad early on.
Chad was a really super smart, artistic, funny kid.
We realized he had a unique ability, even at say 3 or 4 years old, to get a sense of empathy for people.
He came home from work and he said, "Mom, can I talk to you privately?" I said, "Sure, buddy." And we went in the bedroom and he said, "I have been hearing voices and now I'm seeing creatures and they're following me on the tops of buildings and I don't know what to do and I'm really scared."
It's really clear how absolutely important Crisis Connections is in the community.
The most important part is that we are the place for people to call if they don't know where else to call or where else to turn to.
Looking at all the services we have, ranging from the 24-hour crisis line, Warm Line, all the way to TeenLink, really offers services that can't be found elsewhere for people who might be struggling with issues such as mental health, because we not only serve as a listening ear that helps support them emotionally, but we also help them connect to more professional resources they might need.
It serves as like a hub for all crisis services.
211 is the hub for resources, but then also it helps people connect to those resources.
There wasn't a lot of time because Chad made it about 7-8 months after his first hospitalization. Kind of slogged through a very cumbersome, very unreactive system of care that for Chad was real ineffective.
He had a couple of bouts with suicide, and every time before the last time, when he was feeling that way, he reached out to us and he told us the voices were telling him to do bad things to himself.
We get a lot of calls from people who are truly in the midst of an urgent crisis.
I think at the center of a lot of the calls that we receive is isolation and loneliness.
I definitely think teens are very isolated because obviously we are connected by like social media, but at the same time that doesn't necessarily mean that we're connected about whatever issues we're talking about.
Isolation can breed mental impairment for people. You know, being alone can make it more difficult to cope, but then also being in a place where you are experiencing mental health issues can make you more isolated. What that person needs is someone to connect with, but then also to help them kind of see what the possibilities are that they do have open and in front of them.
Police came to our door early in the morning, about 6:30 on January 21st, 2016. They came in, very somber looks on their face, and said that they had Chad. He had very intentionally not shared this time his plans.
That part for me is the most painful. To think of him being alone. And to think of that night when he walked to the bridge and he walked there alone. And that part is the most painful for me.
It's no wonder to me right now that Chad lost hope, because he saw no improvement. And there was no connection.
You have to be connected with people who understand, who know about the disease, who've walked this path, and can help you understand that sometimes it's really hard, but you can get to the other side of that path.
It can feel like a circular pattern where you can't see outside of your own head. And I think making a connection and seeing that other people are there and available to you can be like a window out. Getting better, finding resources, having somebody to chat with, that is a breath of fresh air if you've been locked up in your own head. And I think that's a really beautiful thing that we offer.
For a lot of people to be calling in the first place, it's pretty hard, and things have obviously gotten to a pretty tough place. You can hear a lot of times the hesitancy or the struggles that people are having, and even making that call, and it really makes you wonder, could I have reached out, could this person have reached out to me earlier and more readily if there were other ways to connect in the ways that we're all connecting with each other these days through technology. So I hope Crisis Connections will be able to move in that direction.
I think texting really helps us build connections and helps people find the support they need and really get out of whatever isolating feelings they might be in.
Using technology is the most effective way to comfortably reach an adolescent or youth. The use of text, the use of chat, all of those things, whether grown-ups like it or not, is really the cutting edge of therapies.
Chad's journey doesn't have to be other people's journey.
I hope people will support Crisis Connections because we do play a vital role, and I see that we have the opportunity to expand that role and connect to even more people than we have been.
We'll get many calls today with people who are suffering and on that brink. And we can't wait for tomorrow. Those people might not be here. There'll be another mom. There will be another mom who sits in this chair. She doesn't need to. Crisis Connections is the catalyst to providing hope so that people can get care, so that people will thrive today and into tomorrow.